In this video, we are creating a window so we can later install it in our openings here. So I like to get close to one of the homes. I'm going to pick Cape Cod. And if you remember, in our Scene tab, we made our view a parallel projection. And if we leave it like that, when we start to orbit, it distorts the house a little bit. Okay, you see it looks a little strange up here. So I'm going to switch that back to perspective. I like working in perspective. So I'm going to zoom in back to where I can see one of the openings and draw a rectangle right over the opening like this. I'm not editing anything. I'm going to double pick so I can pick the surface and the perimeter, and then go to my move command and pick the corner and move it out somewhere around there. Now I want to look in front of this, so I'm going to maneuver myself a little bit here by panning and orbiting and zooming in. Okay, so don't work from a distance like that. Always zoom into your object for detail work. And I'm going to select out here. I don't like working with something selected like that. And don't worry right now, because this is the wrong color. We will take care of that in a minute. To begin making the frame, go to Offset and pick anywhere on the perimeter. And everything is going to be inside the perimeter. If you go outside, it's not going to work and your window will not fit. So inside is where we're working. So the instructions want you to offset that 3/4 of an inch. So just move it. I'm not holding my finger down. Just move your mouse like this and then type in 3/4 of an inch or 0.75. We have another offset for the frame. So I'm going to pick on that edge that I just created, move it inside again, and type in 1/2 inch or 0.5. Next, we want to divide this inside part equally by picking on the midpoint, top and bottom, and then on the horizontal midpoint from there to there. Okay. Back to the offset, and we're going to pick on the perimeter here of the rectangle, move it inside, and this time it's going to be 0.25 or 1/4 of an inch. If you come over here, all you have to do is double pick. It remembers the last offset. So if you have a lot of these, it makes it easier if you just come over here, double pick, come over here, double pick. Okay. Now we don't need our guidelines anymore, so we're going to erase those. I'm going to get a little closer and pick right in the center, and I know that they're all connected, so that selects them all like that. Later we will add glass, so for right now I'd like for you to select these and delete these 4 surfaces. Okay, so far so good. Everything is flat, it's on the same plane, and now we need to push-pull some of this to give us depth to our window frame and our muntins here. So I'll probably start with this here and go to push-pull, pick on the muntins, and the instructions want you to pull those out by 1/8 of an inch, which is 0.125. Enter. Okay. Now if you get close to it, you can see, oops, you can see that little thickness there. All right. So next, what I would do is this outside frame, pull that out by 1 inch, And then this other part of the frame, the inside part of the frame, pull this out by 1/2 inch, 0.5. Remember that we need to see all white surfaces all the time, so we need to reverse some surfaces here. And if we triple pick this, it selects everything, but we already have some white surfaces here. So I'm just going to hold down my Shift key and get close to a corner like this in Orbit so I can pick these 3 surfaces, or rather deselect them by holding down the Shift key. Okay, these are already selected, and those are the ones we want to reverse. So we need to zoom in on this corner and deselect these 2 surfaces. Hold down the Shift key, select those, and I can still see some dots in there, so I'm going to orbit just a little bit more and do that again. So that's what it should look like. Now I wouldn't worry about, you see this line here is not selected. That's okay. And if we zoom around, I think that's all we need to deselect. If your sides here are that darker color, the blue-gray color, don't worry about that. We are not going to see this, and it's going to be on our opening, so we don't need to worry about that, whatever color it is. All right. So I think I'm ready to reverse faces, so I'm just going to place my select icon there and right-click and go to reverse faces, and then deselect out here. Give it another look around. I like to orbit to see all the surfaces, and you see how that changed like that. Don't worry about that. Okay, so we're good to go, and the next step is to make this a component. So I'm going to window the whole thing, right-click, and make component. Now we're going to call this the frame because we're going to also have a piece of glass. So I'm going to type in frame, glue to any, and make sure there's a check mark there, and create. Okay, I'm going to deselect that out here. I don't like to work with something selected. If I select it, it is now a component. Okay, now we need to make the piece of glass, and we're going to do that by coming around the back, orbiting and getting close to it. Something like that, that's fine. And this time, without editing, we're making another surface and pick the outside corners here. Double pick that, so we want to pick the surface and the perimeter, like that. Right click and make component. This time it's going to be the glass. And glue to any, and make sure the check mark and create. Okay, so now we have all white surfaces here, and we are only going to be looking from the outside in, so we don't need to be concerned about this being white. Now, the frame component and the glass component, if you notice when I selected this, you can see a little red, or rather blue line here that indicates that there's a component there. So if I select that and right click and hide it, it hides that component. Okay, I'm going to undo so I can get that back. We have a frame and a piece of glass, and for right now that's all we need. So we want to make those two pieces another component, so I'm going to window both of them, right click, make component again, and this time it's the completed window, so I'm just going to write window. Again, any and create. Okay, so we made a component out of two components, and we named that last component, the final component, window. The very last thing you want to do is to place your window in the correct tag. So select your window, go to Entity Info, it's untagged, so drop down to Windows. Now it's in the right tag, and it's ready to be installed in the next step.